You'd be like the Chad of Chads. Can you imagine actually walking past a bunch of like genuine genetic Chads,
What?
and
All right.
you're this
Right.
dude who just
What
come
is
out as
it?
a
What is
shouting
it?
monk,
Yes,
shouting
me lord. More
monastery,
work.
like you're
Job
ripped to the
done.
bone. You've got your beads on, which have been given to you by
What?
the shouting
Yes, me
temple
lord.
master. And then you've got a bunch
More
of
work.
Chads looking down
All
on you.
right.
It's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm
Job
fucking
done.
shouting
What
monk, you
is it?
fucking arsehole. You know what I
Righto.
mean?
More work.
Get a grip, will ya?
Yes, me lord. What is it? Righto. Job ready done. To work. What is it? All right. Yes, me lord.
I wonder what life would be
More
like there.
work.
I was reading up about it. It said you've got to
What is it?
meditate in the
Ready
morning.
to work. Go then.
Then you've got to do
What?
your studies.
Off I
I
go
mean,
then.
how
Yes, me
hardcore is
lord.
that? You do a couple
More
of hours of
work.
Buddhist study
Yes, me
where you
lord.
probably sit there and
All
listen to
right.
some esoteric
Righto.
Buddhist
What
teachings,
is it?
and you have to discuss concepts, try and get
More
enlightenment.
work.
And then you
Yes,
do
me
your
lord.
2 hours of hardcore
What?
training. I
More
bet that's
gold is
really
required.
difficult. I don't think
Job
that'd be
done.
easy. And then you go back
Yes,
to
me
your
lord.
monastery, have like
Righto.
some kind of ice bath or something, eat your
What?
bland, shitty monk
Yes, me
food,
lord.
and then
Job's
you
done.
do your train at night, and
More
then
gold is required.
you
Off
got
I
to be
go
silent
then.
by 10 o'clock
More
at night. So I
work.
assume that's when you sleep.
Off I go then.
So you probably get up at
Yes,
6.
me
So you
lord.
people probably pass out at 10 after having a nice bath,
What?
and then
Ready
you
to
get up at
work.
6 in the
Yes,
morning
me lord.
to
Job done.
do
All
your
right.
meditation and do all your training,
More work. All right.
and you're just like
Off I go then. Ready to work.
living a life of just
What is
absolute
it?
brilliance.
More work. What is it? What?
Snatch my crops as monk food. If you ran a temple, what would be your
What?
curriculum?
More gold is required. All
But I
right.
don't think I could beat the Shaolin monks. I
Job
think what
done,
they
me
do is
lord.
best. I don't think I could run a curriculum as good as the Shaolin monks. It's impossible. What do they do?
Job's
They
done.
get up in the
Work.
morning
Ready to work.
and they meditate for an
Yes, me
hour.
lord. Yes,
I
me
think
lord.
it's on some type of
What is it? Yes, me lord.
riddle
Ready to work.
or some type of ritual or some type of mantra, and you meditate on it. So you're
Job
sitting
done.
around in a
Ready what to is work. It? Righto.
you're sitting around in this circle with all your fellow monks.
What is it?
And one goes, oh, the other one does
Yes,
it
me
and
lord.
shit. And then
What?
by the end of it, everyone's doing it.
Ready
And
to
that's
work.
for an
Off
hour.
I go then.
Then you do your
All
physical
right.
training.
Yes, me lord.
Yeah,
Off
I
I go
think
then. Job's done.
it's every day,
Righto.
so it's
What
really
is it?
Spartan, it's really difficult.
Righto.
It's
Off I go
hardcore.
then.
I think they're great.
More work.
Yellow from Among Us Gaming says, you want to hear a joke? Of course I do, yeah, tell me a joke.
Work.
Daniel,
Our forces are under attack. What? More work. Work.
your monks would beg daily, I think. Monks live off donations. Daniel, nice t-shirt, Affliction, nice Timberland. It looks like Affliction, doesn't it?
Ready yes, to work. Lord. Yes, me lord.
Illusion's not illusion says they give you the gifts of the mind, they give you the secret sign. Oh, that'd be great. It would just be absolutely brilliant. They do like this sandbag training where you've got like a bucket and then you've got to dip your fingers in it every morning to toughen up your fingers.
What?
And then eventually you can jab your fingers into bark and actually break bark on trees.
Ready to work.
You can get to the point where you can kick from any position to anywhere with a moment's notice. It's just amazing flexibility and speed. It's designed to make you into one of the best athletes in the world over a short space of time. It'd just be amazing. I think anybody who does that, I mean, if you're a NEET, you want benefits and shit, why don't you just go become a Shaolin monk? If you're like a genuine incel, black pill type dude, why don't you just become a monk, a Shaolin monk, and then within a year you become a Chad? You know what I mean? You're going to be a Chad after a year, no doubt about it. You know what I mean? What? It's guaranteed Chad formation program. Who do you think is the greatest mixed martial artist to ever live? That's a really interesting question. Who do I think is the greatest? So you've got to put it all together, their record, one, their overall skill, Some fighters are strong in one area and weak in the other. Who was like generally great at everything.
Ready to work. What
And in
is it?
third, who did they fight and prove themselves against?
Forces are under attack. Ready to work.
To me, it's between three fighters:
Our
Khabib,
allied town is under siege. Ready to work. All right.
George St. Pierre, and John Jones. So out of them three, and if I was going to choose out of the three,
Our allies' town is under siege. Yes, my lord. Yes, ready to work. Our forces are under
I'm going to say John Jones. I'm going to say the greatest ever mixed martial arts was John Jones.
What is it? Ready to work. All work.
He's talking about Fedor Emelianenko. Yeah, I'd say right top five: John Jones, George St. Pierre, Khabib,
What is it?
Fedor Emelianenko,
What do you need?
and then number five. I'm going to go way outfield here. I'm going to say Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall. Look at his record. Look at his beat so far. And I think he's going to beat John Jones. That's the thing. So you wait and see what Tom Aspinall does in his career. And he might be the greatest of all time. I'm not joking. The guy is amazing.
Forces are under
I think
attack.
Tom Aspinall, give him another 2 years, people will be saying he's the greatest. He's an amazing fighter. But at the moment, I'll say it's John Jones. Colin says Tom's good. He'll beat. I think he will beat Jones. Yeah, Colin says I think he's going to beat the shit out of Jones. And that's how good he is, because I think John Jones is the greatest of all time. So if I'm saying Tom Aspinall's going to beat John Jones, then you better believe I think Tom Aspinall's very, very good. Fedor was a god, he was great.
Ready to forces are under attack. What?
Daniel Morgan says John Jones would take Aspinall down. Don't think he has the wrestling.
Job done, Lord.
If one thing Tom Aspinall's good at is wrestling. His dad was taking him to the only place in Britain which has got good wrestling gyms, which is the north of England. All throughout his youth. England's crap at wrestling, but we've got a little bit of an exception in the north of our country. Like where he's from, the Wigan area,
Yes, my lord. Of course.
the Manchester area.
Forces are
There's a
under
small network of very good wrestling gyms, but you've got to know where they are. And Tom Aspinall was taken to them when he was a kid, so he got elite wrestling training in the only place in England we can get it during his childhood. He is able to wrestle. Yeah, John Jones is not going to be able to wrestle to the floor. Tom Aspinall knows how to wrestle. He's much bigger than John Jones.
Forces are under attack.
It's going to be a mismatch. You wait and see.
Yes, my lord. Job done. Job done. Job done. Work.
Netflix, can you bark for me? Am I going to lose my dignity by doing this if I bark?
What is it?
You know, is this one of the things I should say no? Because it's like, what do I do next? If I bark for somebody,
Forces are under attack.
will I do anything else? Is it like there's no limit to what I'll do because I'll bark? You know, someone says okay then, you know, do this, and I'll just do it because I'm a yes man. I won't push back. Whoa! 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 I've done it.
Forces are under attack. What is it?
Jones hasn't fought anyone with a reach yet. That's why he keeps ducking us.
More lumber is
Yeah, I don't think John Jones wants a piece of Aspinall. I can't blame him because John Jones will get the shit kicked out of him. And John Jones is a very clever man. He's had a very long career. And I don't think he fancies getting knocked out in the first round. Because that's what will happen if he fights Aspinall. Aspinall will hit him and knock him out. So it's kind of intelligent if he doesn't want to get knocked out not to fight him. Because that's what will happen if he fights him.
More lumber is required. What is it? Yes, job done. More lumber is required. Our town is under
Tony Morgan says, I think Jones will retire after he fights Stipe. I mean, Stipe Miocic is good for his age. He's like, what is he, 76 or something, 78? I think he was in the amateurs at the same time as Ali, Muhammad Ali. I think he was around about the same time. I think he fought in the 1968 Olympics. And Stipe's really old. He's not bad for his age. He's got a bad back, and Jones is fighting him because he doesn't want to fight Aspinall and get knocked out, so he's going for that one. I don't blame him really. He's looking for the money.
Our allies' town is under siege. What?
I was talking about the dog revolution. Yeah, I will muck about in London when I come back to London. I'll do a live stream, but at the present time, the next time I do something like that will be probably the week after if I'm not working.
Our forces are under attack.
Nobody cares about Jones v Stipe. I'm going to see Jones Aspinall. Nobody gives a shit about Jones Stipe. Like Stipe Miocic, he's a good fighter. He's an elite wrestler, good boxer. The guy can barely get out of bed. Like he's got chronic backache. Like, I mean, not the type that I've got even. I've got bad back. This guy's got a back where he can barely get out of bed anymore. And he has to take, I should imagine, a whole cocktail of painkillers to even train. And then he has to hope on the night that he's got a little bit of flexibility once the painkillers kick in. Like he's in a bad way. Yeah. Like you got this effect. His fate's basically disabled, Stipe Miocic. He probably could be classified theoretically as disabled. And then you've got this relatively young Jones who's going to go in there and he's going to probably beat the hell out of him. But Stipe's tough, and Stipe's got the opportunity just to smack him from like a long distance and that. And the thing is, if he fought Jones and knocked him out, which ain't going to happen, but say it did, then Jones is going to be like, oh my God, I could have at least been knocked out by Aspinall and got some money out of it. It's incredible. Now I've been knocked out by this old man who's basically can't even get out of bed. I think Jones should just retire as the greatest of all time, and I'll call him the greatest of all time if he retires. There's no doubt about it. He's the greatest of all time, but he should retire or fight Aspinall. And do I think he should fight Aspinall? Honestly, no. Not from the perspective of no. He ain't gonna beat him. Oh yeah, Mighty Mouse. Yeah, Carlos says Mighty Mouse. Yeah, I forgot to talk about him. Mighty Mouse is well good. Demetrius Johnson. How the fuck did I forget about that guy? He's really good. I go on his channel sometimes and he's into gaming. And he reviews Street Beefs fights, which I like Street Beefs. And he said something interesting about how to develop into the athlete that you become. And he said, just get yourself involved in as many competitions as possible and don't worry about winning or losing. So he said, like, do kickboxing, do wrestling, do boxing, do everything. Just keep on competing, no matter what the discipline. Just keep on just getting in there and doing it. He said, eventually you get good grounded skills by keep on testing yourself in different areas. This guy here, Gutter, says, hi mate, took the missus for a hike, then a bit of brekkie. Hope you're well. I want to go to the bathroom. Okay. Who has Haspinall fought with any deal real notoriety? Danny Morgan says. Oh, no one really. Just a former world heavyweight champion in, what was his name? That Russian dude. What's his name, that Russian dude? I know he was old, but he was still a former UFC champion. He beat him in 2 rounds. Alexander Orlovsky, he only beat him with relative ease, he made it look easy. And then he fought Volkov, who's pretty much a very steady top 5 heavyweight who was like dominating the fight. He only beat him. And then he fought Pavlovich, who's literally like a killer. He was knocking out the UFC roster with like 1 punch. Several fights running like 1 punch knockouts, like first round knockouts. And that's beating him easy. Yeah, he hasn't fought anyone. He hasn't shown himself to be impressive. You know what I mean? No, he's basic, mate. You know what I mean? You knock out the number 1 contender who's been on the run of first round knockouts. Like when he fought Pavlovich had sparked out Derek. What's his name? Derek Jones is sparked him out in 1 round. He'd fought aquí pero silencia, okay? Not in video, okay? Yeah, he'd only fought him. And then it's my girlfriend's son. It's coming. Okay. 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 No problem. Yeah, so
what is it? I can't go then. Ready to work. What?
Do you reckon all the stuff about John Jones being gay true? I am not going to say anything about that because John Jones might come to England, and then if he ever sees me, I'm not going to say anything about it. Yeah, I do not want to face that guy down. Pavlovich, yeah, Pavlovich is great. Jack, have any of your fans seen the Fairy Loser video? So did they make of it? I showed it to my sister, and she kind of agreed with what I was saying because she's always realised I was a black sheep and that, and she kind of had a perspective on it and said that she agreed with it, you know. No problema. No problema. Siento aquí. No problema. See? See? Okay. Yo encontré así. Yo otros. Okay. Yeah, she saw it, my sister. I like making these videos. I kind of find it therapeutic. Job done. Forces are under attack. Our allied town is under siege. Talk about MMA all day, mate. Harry broke Alvarez's eye socket. And yeah, Mike Perry's a good bare knuckle fighter. Can we just carry on talking about MMA and boxing? This is great. Let's not talk about anything else. It's great. Jesse says Mike Perry's a goat. Yeah. In my opinion. John Jones is the greatest of all time at the moment. But Pavlovich knocked out, what was his name? Derek Jones, he knocked out the other dude. What was his name? That wrestler. Top wrestler. He knocked out the top wrestler. That black dude. What was he called? Oh man. You know the one I'm talking about? That big, huge black dude. Who Tom Aspinall fought, and Tom Aspinall couldn't got an injury against him because he tried to knee him or something, and he kicked him and he got an injury. Blades. Quintus Blades or something. What's that dude called? Quintus Blades or something like that. Blades. Yeah, Blades is a gangster, like literally top dog. And Pavlovich knocked him out in one round, then Tom Aspinall knocked out Pavlovich in one round. So I can't think that Aspinall is pretty good. Curtis Blades, I said, Curtis Blades, yeah, he's really good, that guy. And Pavlovich sparked him around. Aspinall sparked out Pavlovich. Aspinall's a special fighter. Keith from McCover says, I need to start shut up my faults, mostly just for my son to watch when he grows up. That's a good idea, mate. John says, do you want to box, big boy? Not really, no. More into bare knuckle and Muay Thai though. Kind of says. Yeah, I love that bare knuckle BKFC. There's a guy I really like called Lorenzo Hunt from America. He's a really good light heavyweight. Just love watching it. I love the speed of bare knuckle. Like when you've got gloves on, it tends to be a chess match, and it's about a lot of tricks of the trade. Get by hiding your other gloves or something. Taking less of a direct blow because the punch moves so slow and the glove is so big, you can tend to sort of move around it a bit more. With bare knuckle, it's just quick, it's impactful, and it doesn't really need to be powerful. What the person throws just needs to be able to cut you. And a lot of the moves that work in bare knuckle, in boxing won't work in bare knuckle. Like a lot of the slips don't work because the punches come too quick. A lot of the fence don't work because it happens too quick. A lot of the drawing methods when you try and let the guy get an opening and counter attack, they don't work because they'll just hit you. So it's a lot quicker, it's a lot more direct, it's a lot more basic. It's about being in and out quickly, throwing combination, just going for it. Bare knuckles about just going for it, just keep on going forward, going for it. I love it. I think that Lorenzo Hunt's really good. And I like our man in England. What's he called? Heavyweight champion. It's like the champions of England. Heavyweight champion is a guy from England. What's his name? Nick Terrell. Oh, he's great, that guy. Yeah, I love that guy, Nick Terrell.
Job done. Our town is under siege. Job done. Our forces are under attack. Job done. I await your command. Our allies' town.
Daniel Morgan says, what do you think is this one single best style for combat? I'd say wrestling is the best, followed by Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I await your command. Job done.
The single best style, like if you had to pick one style, nothing else. I would choose. Oh, that's so difficult. If you're going to choose one style, I'd choose Thai boxing.
Yes, my lord.
I'll agree with Carlin. I choose Thai boxing because good Thai boxing. I'm not talking about the crap you get in sports centres up and down, England and Western countries in general. Where it's basically just boxing with a few kicks right in front of you. And then now and again they grab and they get in the clinch and they do a bit in the end, they call that the clinch. That's not Thai boxing. That's just a fabrication made by Westerners to make money. It's got nothing to do with Thai boxing. Thai boxing is very, very complex. You've got punches, you've got kicks, you've got knees and elbows, but the knees and elbows, the actual clinch is a full system. Like you can knee in the clinch, you can elbow in the clinch, but they've got throws, and they're not just coincidental throws, they're not just there just to make the fight look good, they're actually throws that they use in competition, which the other person tries to stop. And they're actually designed to be used against opponents who are trying to stop using these moves. So they've got complex throwing systems that actually are tested in competition and training. You've got chokes in Thai boxing. You've got sweeps in Thai boxing. The only thing you haven't got in Thai boxing, to a degree, although they have got a bit of it, is ground fight. Like they do a bit of ground and pound, and they do a few escapes from the bottom. In traditional prey by, what's it called? Prey by Muay Baran, which is the military method of Muay Thai. They've got locks and all that in there, but in general, sports Muay Thai doesn't have ground fighting. But if I was going to choose one style, I would choose Muay Thai. And if I was going to choose two, I would choose wrestling and Thai boxing. If I was going to choose three, I would choose Muay Thai, wrestling. Then I would choose Jiu-Jitsu. And then if I was going to choose four, I would choose Muay Thai, wrestling, Jiu-Jitsu, then I would choose boxing. If I was going to choose five, to make it fifth, I would choose Muay Thai, wrestling, Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, and Wing Chun Kung Fu. There'd be the five. Colin says headbutts are you allowed in left way rule set as well. Yeah, left way is brilliant. I mean, they've got techniques in left way that are only seen in that particular style. Like they've mastered the art of the headbutt and head position. Just used great. I love that style. Dave Walker says yes, but what good is Thai boxing when you're on the ground? It's essentially useless. Look at UFC 1 and what Boyce Gracie did. But you did say one style. You didn't say. You didn't say what could go wrong. If he was going to choose one, he'd have to choose Thai boxing because everything starts on the feet. Doesn't start. Nobody starts on the floor. Everything starts on the feet. So you've got to be good on the feet, and Thai boxing is really good on the feet. And you can stop it getting there if you knew what you're doing. If you understood the takedowns, all that kind of thing. But obviously, hit the ground, and Thai boxing is useless. As you say, a wrestler, he may be very good on the ground in the clinch, but he's useless at punching. And he's useless at striking, so he's just gonna. If he's just like a one-style wrestler, he's just gonna get pummeled. So. William Dean says spent 6 years in Hong Kong. Some of the rudest people I've come across. He's going to Thailand. He can't wait to get over there. Hong Kong people are rude. I can imagine that. I can imagine them being rude. Probably like a bit of arrogance down to the fact that they're a former British colony, so they probably feel like they're better than everybody else in Asia. Plus it's an expensive place, so people there feel like they're part of the privileged elite. Thirdly, it could just be that they're insular, they just don't like foreigners. Dave Morgan says Thailand is way better than Hong Kong. Dave Morgan says teaching English in Thailand was the best job I've ever had. Did you quit smoking, Ted? I haven't smoked yet, no. When indeed to spot on Jack. Oh, I was right, was I?
Our town is under siege. Job done. Our forces are under attack.
Do you know what? I actually was right about that in Hong Kong.
Job done. Our allies' town is under siege.
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm just guessing. That's what they're like. Mind you, I met a couple of dudes from Hong Kong one time in Spain, and one of them was a right arrogant bastard. And no. Actually, he was alright. No, it weren't them. He was alright. There was two guys from Hong Kong I met in Spain, and they were okay. They were just complaining about the rent and how much it cost to live in time in Hong Kong. Them two dudes were right. Is when I met these two guys from South Korea in Spain, and it got off on the wrong way because I was walking through Hong Kong with them, not Hong Kong, Spain, and they told me that they were TV presenters, and I was like, "Oh, that's good for you, man. Well done." And they told me their names, and they're like big shots in South Korea. They were the #1 or #2 TV presenter team in the country. And they asked me if I heard of them. I went, no. Because I don't watch South Korean TV, mate. You could be just the guy down the road. It just means nothing to me. And I think he thought that I was lying, that I really didn't know who he was. Because why wouldn't I? He was famous. I didn't know who the fuck he was. And I don't know to this day. I didn't bother to look it up, and maybe I should have done. But he told me he was on all these TV programs, and he was really famous, and millions of people knew him in South Korea. I was like, no shit, man. I don't know you, right? And I didn't know what to say to the guy because he was getting offended that I didn't know who the fuck he was. And his mate, who was a little bit better, although he probably was egotistical as well as him, was didn't display it too much. They kind of walked off and didn't speak to me again. And then when I finished the hike and I was in Finisterre, this South Korean dude gave me the filthiest look. Like you not know who I am. And I gave him a look back, half disgust, half surprised. Like, come on, guys. And I was like, how do you expect somebody to know who you are outside of South Korea? I don't know. But it really affected his ego. I bet he couldn't wait to get back to his homeland so he could get that praise again. He's a very sad person, really.
Our town is under siege.
I know, that's just Jay Bennett says, why would we know South Koreans and Northwestern Europe? I mean, like, how am I going to know that? Some dude in South Korean TV. Anna Ra says, do you know Joe? I know a Joe, yeah. Which Joe is that? I know a Joe. I do actually know a Joe, yeah.
Our town is under siege.
Jack, you take over South Korea.